Brian, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
And Brian, you require no introduction. You take a lot of years right in the backyard here. And now you've transitioned from your playing days to 76 Capital and some other projects that you're working on. But let's talk about 76 Capital. VC firm, tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, it's a venture capital firm that's investing in sports technology. And sports technology can take a lot of different avenues, and there's a lot of exciting things going on in sports, but also a lot of exciting things going on the technology side. And so, I'm thinking about some of our core foundation companies that we've invested in, VSiN. And basically, it's the CNBC of sports betting. Sports betting in this country is going to be billions upon billions of dollar industry as more and more states, legalize sports gambling. We're talking about trying to be at the forefront of that. We're talking about trying to be in the place where we can be the authority for sports betting. And VSiN is this place where bettors go to get all the information on their bets, the prop bets, all the different things. So we're certainly excited about that. Nerd Street Gamers. I mean, you talk about esports, what's going on in esports right now, all of our kids are playing them. All of our young adults have been raised with gaming, Madden, all the different types of NBA live games, exciting times. They're putting up a big facility in Philadelphia for e-gaming, strictly for e-gaming, tournaments and different competitions. That's amazing. Another one of our portfolio companies. Then we have other companies like ShotTracker, trying to figure out, and get the analytics on basketball. And we do the same thing with baseball. Ryan is a big part of our baseball side of things there. We're basically getting all the analytics. How many shots are you putting up? Your field goal percentage, the velocity you're throwing a baseball, all these exciting things that I think they all support each other. Obviously, they'll be betting on different prop bets, which goes with VSiN, and getting the information from places like ShotTracker and Diamond Kinetics and the baseball side of things are amazing. And so at 76, we're doing so many exciting things, all centered around sports, all centered around things that we love. And I think it's an exciting time for everyone involved in the sector, in the business sector.
ShotTracker even measures the rotation on a ball, is that right? And how does that impact the bet?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, if you got a guy that's shooting bad, Russell Westbrook in the playoffs was shooting bad. If you're tracking his shots in practice, if you're the Oklahoma City Thunder, you're tracking his shots in practice and things like that. Now you're trying to figure out, how can we fix the guy? How can we get him to shoot a little bit better? If you were a gambler, you're saying, okay, here are the statistics on his shots. He's taking 40% of his shots from the three-point line. Only 10% are inside the lane. Now I can bet on how many points he's going to score. How is he going to help his team? I mean, all these things are analytics that help you hedge your bets and bet and gamble in a safer way. That's the exciting part about it. Gambling has been going on for years. I mean, years upon years. Now you have more information, and an informed gambler, informed bettor, is a much better position to put less risk and hopefully be more successful than a guy that's uninformed.
What's the early response you're hearing from your former teammates and players in the league about legalized sports betting?
Well, I think everybody's excited about it. And again, the guys weren't just in the NFL. They played in college. They played in high school. They played in grade school. And so being around the game is what they love, what they know. Being able to bet on it, which is, again, has been happening since the beginning of time, is something that I think we're all excited about. The only thing that I think some guys are a little bit worried about is people going overboard. People, betting to the extent where they don't have the money to spend. That's the biggest concern. And I think part of the analytics, part of the entire legalization of gambling is the understanding that, listen, if you have a problem, seek the help. I mean, all of these things go hand in hand. I think the guys that I play with are very excited about it and excited about the opportunity also to invest with companies like 76 Capital that are investing in our sport, in technology, things that we all love.
Interesting. You talked about maybe in the sense of a player going overboard or betting too much, but in the general public, that's a real issue about responsible gaming. Are there any startups that you're looking at that are focusing on this issue?
Well, I think along the lines, and we're continuing to scout companies throughout the industry and throughout the world to find the right companies that we can team up with that make strategical sense for us to invest in. And I think along with being at the forefront of technology, forefront of gaming, we have to also be responsible as a company, as a venture capital firm. We also have to be very responsible in what we do, and that's something as far as finding a platform, a company that's willing to support gamblers that may have gone overboard, that may have put themselves in some bad positions. That's something that we're interested in as well, and something that we will continue to look for in the future.
There's a number of startups listening to your interview right now, Brian. For a startup that wants to be involved with your VC firm, what do you look at?
We look at performance. We look at, how are you guys doing currently, how we can add value to what you're doing, how we can use our machine that we have going on to add value, make your company better than what it currently is. We're also looking at your potential. What potential do you have in the sector, the sports sector, the technology sector? Where can you start at now, and then where can you go? That's the biggest thing for us, and I think over time we'll continue to develop that and find more and more companies that support our vision in making things better.
And those are for startups that want to be a part of the VC firm. Now let's talk about NFL players. You've had a long career, a relatively long career, and you've talked about how you could have been maybe better prepared, but there's a number of players right now that are looking at this interview maybe, or hearing or seeing what you're doing and saying, we want to have this type of transition to life after football. What should the NFL be doing to prepare athletes more so?
Well, I think the NFL has done a pretty decent job of making sure that guys understand that there is a life after football. They have a bunch of boot camps, the broadcasting boot camp, real estate boot camp. They have a lot of different things, training boot camp for different trainers. They have a lot of different things that are helping our players. I think that as a players association, as a league, we have to continue to educate our guys that, listen, if you're out of the league at 33, 34, you're lucky. Some guys are out at 23. And so you also have to be able to build your resume up, make those connections in whatever city you're in, and then be able to leverage those connections. How do you market yourself and network yourself so that after football, it can be a smooth transition from the game to work, if you need to work. And a lot of our guys are going to need to work. 90% of our guys will have to find a job. There's not everybody's going to play for 20 years like Tom Brady. There's going to be guys that play for 5 years. And now you have to build that nest egg and take that nest egg that you've been able to build over time and now apply it to the real world and be able to support yourself and your family for the rest of your life, the next 70, 80 years. And that's a tough task. It's a tall task. But I think it's something that the NFL can continue to promote. I think it's venture capital firms like 76 Capital that continue to educate our young men and young women. I also think that the thought process of just go play sports and don't worry about anything outside of sports, those days are gone. That was what I was built on. That was my young age thinking that, hey, I want to master sports and that's all I want to think about. But nowadays, athletes are doing so many different things. You look at the things that Kevin Durant is doing. You look at the things that Steph Curry, LeBron, just to name a few. Look at Ryan Howard. I mean, obviously an amazing baseball athlete, did a lot of great things, rookie of the year when he first started. But now look what he's doing. He's an analyst for ESPN. He's doing venture capital. He's going to have another daughter coming up soon. He's doing amazing things, and it's no such thing as just an athlete anymore. You can do a lot of different things. We have to make sure as athletes that we're using our connections, that we're using our networking ability to help us continue to create opportunities for us after football or whatever sport you're playing is over.
What do you see moving forward for sports betting in America?
I think it continues to explode. I think people will continue to love sports betting. I know that the information, the analytics will continue to help people. It's not going to guarantee winning or losing, but it will give you some more information than you had before. I think sports betting continues to grow. With people in their phones having the ability to bet on all different types of things, so with props bets, heads and tails, who you're going to draft, is going to be a running back, offensive lineman. There's so many different things that this sector can accomplish. I think it continues to grow over time. We're really at the beginning of where this sector, this business-wide deal is going to end up going. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Brian, thank you. But before we say farewell, any final thoughts for those listening in regard to what's going on here today at the conference and everything you're seeing?
Well, no, it's an exciting opportunity, exciting conference. I think the sports technology, I think the sports betting, e-gaming, all these things are continuing to be on the rise. The people that in life have made the most money, right? They've been at the forefront of so many different things. And I think for athletes, and people in general, make sure you make educated guesses. Try to see where everything is going, not just react to where it's been, but see where everything is going. And I think you can find a way to make some money that way.
Thank you.
Thank you.